This is the all-new RGB10 Max from Pow Kiddy in a box that doesn't really shout about anything. Not looking good, is it? And it looks even worse when you see what's inside the box. We get a little baggie, one USB-C cable, and a very cheap and nasty looking fold-out manual. Uh-oh, this is not looking good. So here we go with the actual device, and despite that negative opening, this is actually a very well built device. It feels really good in the hand, and it's covered in this nice premium soft coated, I don't know what you'd call it really, but kind of a rubber, but hopefully not one of those that goes sticky over time, but it has a very nice soft premium feel to it. We got a proper D-pad as well with a center pivot, so you can pull off all your moves really easily. We got the shoulder buttons, face buttons, and the two analog sticks, and everything feels really good. And I know this because I've been using this for about 3 weeks now, and I actually do like it. On the bottom we have two speaker ports. Unfortunately they are not stereo, there's only one speaker, and I believe it's over here. But we do get some sound coming from here, but the speaker is over there. On the top of the machine you can see we've got a variety of ports. So we've got the DC 5 volt in here, that's USB-C, and then we've got an OTG port, which basically means we can connect another control pad up to it. We've got a micro SD card slot there, volume rocker. We got the Wi-Fi on and off switch, headphone socket out, power and a reset. Alright, and on the back we have no nasty camera, it's just nice and smooth. So how about the actual screen quality? Well, let's switch it on. Alright, so as you can see it boots up fairly quickly, and it has a very nice 16:9 IPS screen, which you can see on pretty much any viewing angle. It's not the best screen out there, but it is a pretty decent screen. So emulation wise, this came jam-packed with all sorts of stuff, including 3DO, which surprised me, although 3DO doesn't work very well at all on this device. So what I did is I updated it to the latest version of the firmware, so to see if it would work any better with 3DO, and no, it didn't. So don't be expecting to play some miracle 3DO or Sega Saturn or something like this on this device, because it isn't going to happen. So before we get into the games, I'd like to just point out one thing. While this does have Wi-Fi and it does connect to the internet and it does download updates absolutely perfectly fine, no problems there with the Wi-Fi settings, it does seem to have a bit of an issue with Bluetooth, and I think it has no Bluetooth receiver in it. So when you boot up this Bluetooth controller pairing option here, it just freezes the device. So you could set up a Bluetooth controller through the main menu system here. But again, when you go to pair a controller, it just says searching for controllers and it won't pair to anything. So I think this has no Bluetooth receiver inside it, which is a bit of a shame. Anyway, now that the negatives are out the way, let's take a look and see what this came with. So it's got MSX, PC Engine CD-ROM, Family Computer, Famicom, normal Nintendo, Disk System, Game Boy. There's also Game Boy Color in there, Super Famicom, Super Nintendo, Virtual Boy, and it works pretty well. Nintendo 64, Game Boy Color, Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS, works reasonably well. 3DO, ports, that's just like Linux type things, Beats of Age, Open Beats of Age there, Master System, Game Genesis, Game Gear, Mega Drive, Sega 32X works really well, Dreamcast, Naomi, yes it came with Naomi, Neo Geo CD, Neo Geo Pocket, Neo Geo Pocket Color, PlayStation, PSP. Yes, that is a lot of content that this thing came with. Oh, and let's not forget the arcade games. So we got various arcade games there, Final Burn and MAME. Wonder Swan Color. Oh, it's got so many I can't keep up. CPS System 1, 2, and 3. Jeez, this came with a lot of stuff, didn't it? Anyway, let's take a look at MSX stuff, because we don't normally look at MSX stuff when we check out these devices. Let's boot up Zombie Hunter and see how it runs. Yes, and there you go. We've got a 4:3 aspect ratio. Since this runs RetroArch, you can choose the aspect ratio. Just turn that down a little bit. There we go. Now we're getting a bit of action going. Alright, let's move on to a different MSX game. Now this is a good game to show off the MSX. This is Akuma Joe Dracula, better known as Castlevania. As you can see, it runs lovely. I know you're not here to see old 8-bit consoles running on a nice emulation device. You want to see the modern stuff, don't you? Alright, let's go and check out some Naomi. As you can see, we got 35 games built into the Naomi section. The MSX section, by the way, had over 500. So let's choose a little bit of Dynamite Decker EX. This game never came out on the Dreamcast. Basically, it's Dynamite Decker 3 or Die Hard Arcade 3. Now, you can choose different emulators to run the Naomi games. Take a look at this. So let's see if we go to Advanced System Options, and here we got the emulator choice. So we've got Retro Run Flycast or, oops, Retro Run Flycast there, Libretto Flycast. Yeah, so we got a few different options to choose from. We're going to go with this one and see how that runs. See, there's the different options. Well, we can put it on auto and it should pick the best possible emulator for this game. Let's see how it runs. Now, I do remember one of the emulators would skip frames while the other emulator would slow down but didn't skip frames, and I can't remember which emulator did which. Well, we're soon going to find out anyway, because I put it on auto. So which emulator did the device actually choose to run this game? It's going to choose the one that skips frames. Just turn that down a little bit. Well, that's kind of annoying because that means the audio is quite juddery. Alright, there you go, that's fixed it up a bit. Now this game could have came out on the Dreamcast, but it never did, because by the time it came out in the arcades, the Dreamcast was dead. Go with Mission 1, I guess. Okay, that is a bit of a shame about the audio skipping there. But like I said, either you choose one with skipping audio, or you choose one which slows down. So which would you prefer? But this one does work pretty... Oh, what was that? I just paused then. But this one, I was going to say this one does work pretty well, but... Nope, it's not functioning very well at all, is it? Okay, let's change the emulator and see if we can make this game any better. Alright, let's get out of that. Ah, okay, that's much better. It's not skipping now. Yeah, take a listen. Oops, I've turned it down. Let's turn it up. So you can see the audio is not skipping, but it is playing a little bit slow. Okay, let's get into the actual game. Okay, so what we'll do, we'll pick the same stage and see if it keeps freezing or pausing. That seems to be handling it much better. Audio's not skipping and it's running faster by the looks of it. Okay, yeah, there we go. So yeah, you just got to make sure you choose the correct emulator for the game that you want to play. Oh, what's this? Oh, we've got a bit of a special going there. Okay, let's check out one more Naomi game. Where's my start button? Oh, we gotta push down on here. Alright, let's get into it. I have no idea how to play this, never played it. Oh, she looks intriguing. We'll go her. Yeah, okay, we'll just go normal. See, it's pretty good so far. Sound isn't too jittery, and the speed is pretty good. Oh, it's not a 3D fighter, it's a 2D fighter. Yeah, it does seem to be running a little bit slow, but not too bad. Again, maybe picking the different emulator will speed things up. But it's smooth. Okay, let's try one more Naomi game. We'll go with a 3D one. Alright, let's see what this game actually runs like. Oh, it's a basketball game. No, it's not. I have no idea. I've never even seen this game before. I mean, that big guy, isn't he from Spike Out? I have no idea what's going on. There's some weapons on the floor. Let's pick up some of those. How to pick stuff up. Nope, nope. Let's kick. I have no idea what's going on. Right. There we go, that's more like it. Tell you what, the graphics look pretty nice on this. Shame, I haven't got a clue what's going on. How do I pick up weapons? Oh, look at that. Alright, anyway, so there's Naomi games for you. So it gives you an idea what Naomi looks like. Now, if Naomi runs like this, then Dreamcast is going to run very similar, so there's no point in showing you that. So let's move on to another system. So here we are taking a look at some PlayStation. And again, just like with Naomi and most of the emulators on here, you can choose various different emulators for different results. So I've just put this onto auto. Let's see how it handles Ridge Racer R4, which is one of the more demanding games. Let's just get straight into a race. Okay, so far so good. Where's accelerate? Where's accelerate gone? There it is. And as you can see, that is running beautifully. Bit difficult playing it on this weird angle I'm on, but still, at least you can see it moving very smooth indeed. Whoops, so difficult playing games behind the camera. Here we go, go around that corner without crashing. So yeah, nice to see that this has got no hiccups, there's no pauses, there's no slowdown. It's pretty much rock solid. Very nice indeed. Alright, let's step back a little bit in age. We'll go with the 32X, and it does come with quite a few 32X games built in. We'll check out a bit of Virtua Fighter. Alright, where's my buttons? Yes, there's punch. That should be kick, that should be block. Yeah, that's right. Okay. And as you can see, it's running 32X games just fine, no problem at all. And since it runs 32X, it's going to run Mega Drive just fine and Mega CD just fine. But does it run PC Engine CD games just fine? Let's check it out and find out. So the device only came with one PC Engine CD-ROM game built in, and you can guess which one it is. Yeah, that's right, Akumajo Dracula. The Japanese version. Of course, because that was the only one officially released. And I've been playing this, as you can see I've got my save states here. Let's just go into that one. And yeah, it works absolutely flawlessly. It's not a problem. We turn up to get a bit of a grooves on. There we go. But yeah, look at that, lovely and smooth. Oops. Look it off, you stupid crows. God, I'm not even going to get up to the castle. Well, anyway, it's not about my gameplay and skills, it's about seeing if the game runs. And yes, I can promise you that all PC Engine stuff works absolutely flawlessly. No problem whatsoever. So what about things like Virtual Boy? How does Virtual Boy run on this? Well, let's take a look. It does come with a nice selection of Virtual Boy games. We'll go with one of the best ones to play in 3D, although it's not going to be 3D on this machine. Bouncing High or Bound High, whatever it's called. Let's give this a try. Alright, sound is a little bit scratchy. But we'll see how it moves. It's a little bit loud, let's turn it down a little bit. Okay. Right. Let's just get into the game, please. Yes, anything will be fine. We just want to see how smooth it moves. And there we go. Yeah. It's looking good. So, do I have to land on these? Yeah, there we go. I have to land on these other round dudes. I can imagine playing this on a real Virtual Boy would be pretty cool. Hey, not bad, not bad. Oh, finished the stage. Nice. Alright, this is Red Alarm, one of the true 3D games, I guess you could say. Although it's all wireframe graphics. And yeah, seems to be handling this just fine as well. Let's get into the actual gameplay. Now I did play this on a real Virtual Boy once, and I remember it being very disorientating. Right, let's see. Right, we're off. Where's fire? Ah, up here on the shoulder buttons. I mean, if more stuff like this came out on the Virtual Boy, it might have been a bit more successful, you know? Yeah, that's fine. That's good. Now I mentioned at the beginning of the video that it did do 3DO and it wasn't very good. Well, that's probably due to the emulator, to be honest, not the actual device. But let me just show you how bad it is. It is pretty bad. So it came with one 3DO game, and that was Need for Speed. And it starts off promising. I mean, the introduction works. Well, kind of. But it doesn't matter what emulator you choose, it just doesn't work very well. And so we get into the title screen here. And yeah, so you can choose your stuff, whatever. And then when you get into the game, it just turns into a slideshow. Now the other emulator is it comes with two 3DO emulators. The other emulator is slightly faster, but I mean, it's debatable really if it's faster or not. But yeah, just look at that. So, you know, if this device can run Naomi games as good as it does, then it's going to run 3DO games, right? But unfortunately, it doesn't look like the emulation is very good for 3DO at the moment. It's just completely unplayable, so probably best not to bother with it. So what about Nintendo 64? Well, they certainly cater for it on this device. It comes with 80 games. That's quite a lot of Nintendo 64 games. We've got all the big ones there, and you know, maybe some not so big ones, such as Dual Heroes. But yeah, let's boot up a game and see how it handles. We'll go with a bit of F-Zero X. Again, like other devices, you can choose different emulators to, you know, suit the game. So some emulators will work better for certain games. I've got it on auto at the moment, so let's see how it handles F-Zero X. Okay, into the game. A little bit stuttery there, but we'll see how it plays. Alright, we've got analog controls, that's good. And that's smooth. Nice, it's picked a good emulator. And the audio is clear as well, no glitching. Nice. Well, I wasn't expecting that to be as smooth as it is. I haven't even checked out the Nintendo 64 emulation, so this is our first for me, and I'm quite surprised. That's pretty cool. We got a boost. Yep. The analog controls are pretty nice as well. Not too sensitive, just about right. So there we have it. That is the Pow Kiddy RGB10 Max. Not a bad device, and the price is reasonable as well. We've got a pretty powerful system which plays a lot of games. Now, the emulation could be better on some devices, but I'm using the emulators that came with it. You can install new emulators because it runs RetroArch. You just download them over the Wi-Fi, not a problem. So let's take a look at the specs down here. Makes a nice background, doesn't it, for specs? Let's put them there. And as you can see, it's not super cutting edge as far as technology is concerned, but it is reasonable. So yeah, feels good, it's well built, lovely D-pad on it, plays a lot of games, stuff which you don't normally see on these devices like Virtual Boy and Naomi. So yeah, definitely worth checking out. I'll put a link in the video description down below to where I bought this one. Until next time guys, keep on gaming and enjoy your games. See ya!